We want to turn our attention right now to something that's been in the news all over, not just in sports, but in the news general. And to me, well, I'll give you my opinion in a second. We're talking about DeflateGate with the New England Patriots. The information came out that they definitely deflated some of the balls, 11 of the 12 balls they used in the first half against the Indianapolis Colts in the AFC Championship game. Joining me to talk about that is our behavioral expert, Adam Heller. Adam, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for having me in.
Appreciate you coming in. And when I was putting this segment together, I'm talking to Jay Jones, who helps me out with some guests sometimes. Great dude, Jay Jones. He was telling me the angle that you wanted to take on this. And I'm thinking, you know what? Everybody's talking about, number one, it has been going on for years. That's number one. So it's nothing new. The media makes it seem like it's new. But you're talking about the behavioral aspect and why people do some of the things they do, why people cheat, be it in life, be it in game, whatever. And I said, you know what? That's a very good angle to take. Why do people do something like this?
Well, see, this is about two things. It's about values and it's about psychology. Values, what's important to you. So for whoever, at least one, maybe more people, this winning is more important than playing by the rules. It's as simple as that. Values drive beliefs. Belief is, okay, winning is most important to me. I believe it's okay to do whatever it takes to win. That drives behaviors. Let the air out of the footballs. Clearly, at least one person is responsible, if not more than one, in letting the air out of those balls. But here's the really important thing that all the TV talking heads really miss out on. It's the psychology. Now, in my world, people come to me to get rid of their back pain. I help them get rid of their back pain with zero pain now. That's great. But what that does is it helps them feel better. And when they feel better, they go out, they make more money, they play better golf, they have better relationships, they have more sex, their performance is better, life is better. So let's take that to Brady. Well, what happens is he likes the feel of that football.
He's even said it.
So when he's got the feel of that football, they're breaking the rules. Apparently he doesn't care if he knew, but the bottom line is he feels better, so he stands up straighter. He's got more energy. He's got more power. There's more zip on the ball. He's moving better. He's faster. His performance increases. So this isn't about the spiral. It isn't about how easy it is to catch. It's about Tom Brady's state of mind, and that's massive in how he attacks the game.
See, I've never heard it in that aspect before, and that's the reason why I wanted to have you on. But let me tell you people right now, this has been done before. This is not the first time. It's been done for a long time in Tom Brady's career. And when I saw the press conference with him and Belichick, Freudian, you could see how uncomfortable both of them were. Usually Tom is very poised at the podium, very charismatic. People like, and Tom's a cool dude. I met him a couple of times. Bill is always sarcastic, smart ass, one word answers. You could tell it was going to be a different kind of press conference because he came out with a collared shirt. He never does that. He always has a hoodie. Came out with a collared shirt, and he was just very, very nervous in talking about what he didn't know. In my opinion only, he is so much of a control freak of that organization, which is good. His success can't be questioned. Some people will because they've been caught before cheating. His success is his success with that organization. But he knows what's going on with his organization. He and Tom Brady, as a head coach and quarterback, talk all the time. So you know what's going on. So for them to constantly deny it, and you can tell by looking at them, they're lying. Why would somebody just continue to lie?
Well, the reason they would continue to lie is because they don't want to get caught, and it's about motivation. It's pretty important, or it's pretty interesting, rather. There's two kinds of motivation, toward and away from, carrot and stick. So these guys are in total away from mode. They don't want to get caught. They certainly don't want anything to happen before the big game. So use the word nervous. It's purely fear-based. So every decision those guys are making is away from getting caught, away from anything that's going to ruin their game. So he's going to dress differently. Everything is fear-based at this point to just get them through next Sunday.
Now, why do some of the commentators, though, rationalize the behavior?
That's a great question. We go back to values, the first thing I said. Clearly, their values don't really match up. I saw on one of the national news networks an ex-pro football player, and everybody does it.
And not to interrupt you, but that's what I mean by commentators. I'm talking about former players.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's that fraternal organization.
Well, everybody does it is their values. If everybody was punching women in elevators, that wouldn't be okay. So where do we draw the line? It's an individual thing, and it takes some introspection, but clearly the people you're listening to, everybody does it. their values of honesty, integrity are much lower than their values of, hey, I just want to win, baby.
I know there was always a saying with Bill Belichick, and this was a few years ago when LaDainian Tomlinson was here in San Diego, and they were accused of, doing the cheating and filming different organizations. It's like LT said, if you ain't cheating, you ain't winning. And that's the way Bill Belichick feels. I mean, I don't know per se if he feels that way, but you can tell that even this right here is not going to bother him at all.
Oh, no. This is all about winning. This is, well, again, with motivation. It's either about winning, get to the Super Bowl, or often, even more often, it's about not losing and going home and being forgotten about. Because these guys have some egos you may have discovered along the way. So they want to win, but a lot of the time they want to win because they just can't bear being nothing and less than and forgotten about.
We're talking about DeflateGate with our behavioral expert, Adam Heller, right here on the CS Keys Show on WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in Internet talk. You can follow Adam on Twitter at Adam Heller, and of course you can always follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at CS Keys Show. Could this have been this is a stupid question, but I got to ask it. Could this have been an accident, a one-time thing?
Sure, it could have been an accident as long as they filled the balls here in California and then they took them up to the top of Mount Everest where the pressure's different. That clearly could have happened, but I haven't seen that in the news, so my guess is right now it's intentional.
Because the thing is, and people kill me how and they're going to try and throw the ball boy under the bus. He's only doing what he was told to do, instructed to do. And it wasn't the first time. This has gone on before. Your book, I want you to go ahead and talk about your book, Zero Pain Now, is about what?
Zero Pain Now is about the eradication of back and body pain, that stuff that all of your listeners are suffering, bulging disc and herniated disc and fibromyalgia and torn rotator cuffs. After 15 years of research, we found out that almost never does that have anything to do with pain. And actually, almost all pain originates in the brain. I've dealt with pro athletes and ex-pro athletes and celebrities and CEOs all the time. Bottom line is almost anybody, like 97% of people, can end their pain once and for all, get their lives back on the golf course, do everything they want.
How long does it take, though? I mean, because some people think, it's got to be all. But how long does it take when you're talking about?
85% of my clients are pain-free in 3 hours. Some who have been in pain for as long as 60 years. Some people take a little longer, but the bottom line
everybody's different.
97% of people are pain-free.
Where can I get your book, Zero Pain Now?
ZeroPainNow.com is probably the best place because there's a lot of freebies that come with it. You can always go to AdamHeller.com and get access to it.
I'll make sure I put that up on our website once we post the show. Again, we're talking to behavioral expert Adam Heller right here on the CS Keys Show on WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in Internet talk. You can follow Adam on Twitter at Adam Heller. And, of course, the website again?
AdamHeller.com or ZeroPainNow.com.
Okay. Getting back to the DeflateGate, what would motivate somebody? Now, granted, the Patriots, the organization of the Patriots, have been caught before cheating, have been penalized before. You would think that would deter them from wanting to do anything else. And this is just the assumption. Obviously, it's known that 11 of the 12 balls were deflated. What would motivate somebody to continue to do?
Well, people change when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of changing. So whatever penalties they had were not big enough for them to change their behavior. If you're a smoker and you get a little hack, that may not do it. You get cancer, those things go right in the trash.
That's a good way to put it. And I need to tell people, too, because I get so tired of people thinking that the Colts got gypped. They got beat 45-7. So the balls had nothing to do with it because in the second half of the game, when they changed the balls back to the regular ones, the Patriots basically ran the entire time, which also tells you something, too, because they ran the entire time instead of throwing. They just got beat down. The Colts they didn't get cheated. The Patriots were cheating. But the Colts didn't get cheated. They got their ass beat 45-7. So the outcome has nothing to do with the balls itself. What would, let's say at the top, Robert Kraft, the owner, you think he would justify something like this? Because he obviously has to know what's going on, too.
Well, publicly he's not going to justify anything because now, listen, the whole NFL, they've had enough tumult would be the word.
Yeah, this past year.
They've had enough that they've got to really be
2014 has been a bad one.
what they say. Internally, I don't know him personally, but my guess is if he knows anything about this, that we can rationalize whatever we want to get the results we want, and it's all based on our values and our beliefs and our actions, but we can rationalize anything. There's no belief that's any more true than any other. You may believe one thing, I may have the exact opposite. They're not true. So the bottom line is we'll go out and make a case for anything we want to make a case for.
I asked that because somebody asked me that the other day, and I'm thinking to myself, if it's going to make him money, he's going to go ahead and sign off on it, because the last time Bill Belichick got fined, he got fined $500,000, $500,000. Robert Kraft, the owner, went ahead and just gave him a raise. So in a sense, he paid for it for him. So in that person's mind, keep on doing it. It's making me money.
There's no reason to change unless the suffering is much greater than that for them.
Are you a football fan?
I used to be a huge football fan, season tickets to the Rams every year, never missed a game. When Georgia took them on the road, I switched my attention to college basketball. I'm a Gonzaga alum, and I love college people.
Well, I only ask you that because I was going to get your take on the Super Bowl. Who you got?
I would, if I was going to bet, I'd put my money on Seattle. I think there's just enough crap going on in the New England locker room right now, and just enough to keep them out of focus that maybe it has just a little bit of an impact. But I think I'd go.
I can't give my pick till next week, so I'm going to keep it quiet. But I will say the funniest thing I heard were the New England Deflate.
That's a great one.
That was a good one. Adam Heller, appreciate the time, my friend. Thank you very much. Go to the website zeropain.com or zeropainnow.com or adamheller.com to get his book.